Hey everyone and welcome to my channel, The Reader Teacher. My name's Scott. In these coming soon videos, I'm going to share my most anticipated middle grade releases for each month. This video previews the upcoming children's books for the month of March. I'll be going through them in release date order, and where they have the same release date, then they'll be alphabetically by title. If you just want to hear about a specific book, then use the timestamps in the description below. I hope this video helps you to discover more middle grade books to add to your TBRs. And I'll be doing more monthly videos like this one throughout the year. So hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Let me know in the comments below which of the books you like, and all the links to the books that I mentioned in this video will also be in the description box below. So let's take a look at the books. First up, out on March the 4th is Circus Maximus, Race to the Death by Annelise Gray. I've been sent a finished copy of the book by the publisher, so thank you Zephyr. I really like the cover and it being a hardback, as it looks like a classic already. And this is Annelise's debut children's novel. So what's it about? Well, the main character is Dido, and she wants to become the first female charioteer at the legendary Circus Maximus. The book is set in ancient Rome, which means that her ambitions are forbidden for girls, so Dido must settle for helping her father train the rest of the racing world that is dominated by men. However, when her father is murdered, she has to flee her childhood home and use her bravery and intelligence to follow her dream. I've not read this book yet, but I'm especially looking forward to it as it looks perfect for fans of historical fiction. Next is another one coming out on the 4th of March. It's called City of Rust by Gemma Fowler. This book is set around Earle, whose ambition is to win the biggest drone race on Earth. I can already tell that this is going to be filled with lots of sci-fi, adventure and action, which I know I'm going to love. She also owns a biorobotic gecko. How cool does that sound? I'm really interested in reading this, as it has strong ecological messages and explores the issue of space debris, which has never appeared in a book that I've read before, and I love reading about unique concepts. I also love the film WALL-E, which this book has been compared to, so thank you Chicken House for sending me a copy of this. I really like the look of the next book, The Dog That Saved the World Cup by Earle and illustrated by Elisa Paganelli, out on the 4th of March. This one follows Elsie and her dog, Pickles, who love football more than anything. Things look like they're on the up when Elsie's football team are chosen to play at half-time in a World Cup final match at Wembley. However, life at home is tough when Elsie's dad loses his job and they have to move. But will Pickles end up saving the day and the world? Dealing with issues like poverty and homelessness, I think this book will be such an important read, especially with its football-loving female main character, so I'd like to say thank you to Barrington Stoke for sending me a copy. Also coming out on the 4th of March is The Magician's Map by co-authors Mikki, Lish and Kelly and Ngai. This is the sequel that follows on from the wonderful The House on Hoarder Hill. It is again centred around Heidi and Spencer, who this time find mysterious tunnels under their grandfather's spooky house, which leads them to discover an underground tournament of magic and a living map that tattoos itself onto Heidi's skin, which leads her deeper underground. Combining magic, mystery and adventure, I'm really excited to read this, and I know fans will be keen to return to this world of fantasy and magic again, so thank you Chicken House for sending me a copy. 4th of March is a busy day for books, because Mort the Meek and the Raven's Revenge by Rachel Delahaye and illustrated by George Ermos comes out that day too. Now, if you're looking for a funny book to read this month, this is it. I've already read this because I've created teacher resources for it, so look out for those if you want to use this book in the classroom. Set in Brutalia, a place where violence is rife and a way of life, this follows Mort, one of the islanders who is determined to live peacefully as he's a pacifist. However, that all looks like it has to change when Mort is appointed by the Queen to become the island's royal executioner and is ordered to execute his hapless friend, Weed. With plenty of humour and wit, this will make you belly laugh and snigger all the way through. Thank you so much Little Tiger who sent me this one, as I loved it. Another one for the 4th of March is Shipwreck Island by Struan. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of love for this one, as it is the much anticipated sequel to Orphans of the Tide. I'm a huge fan of Orphans, as it was one of my absolute favourite reads of last year, and if you haven't read that yet, you must check it out because it is undeniably good. You won't be disappointed. In this one, the adventure continues for Elle and Seth, who arrive on the shores of a colourful tropical island ruled by a mysterious queen and think that they have found their perfect new home after crossing an endless ocean. A massive thank you to Puffin, who invited me to share the first 2 chapters of Shipwreck Island on the blog on my website, thereaderteacher.com, so head there if you'd like to have a sneak peek. One to really watch out for in March is Show Us Who You Are, the second book by Elle McNicoll. Since I read Elle's debut novel, A Kind of Spark, last year, I've been dying to read more from her, as she is enormously talented and writes with such a sense of unflinching and unapologetic humanity. Show Us Who You Are features Cora, who discovers Pomegranate Institute, an organisation that creates holograms of people to comfort their grieving families. But all is not what it first seems at the Institute, as Cora begins to find out when she befriends the son of the CEO. I've already had the pleasure of reading this book, and it really makes you question the ever-blurring boundaries between what's real and what's not in the technological age that we live in. So check this out from the 4th of March, as you won't want to miss it. And thank you, Night Owl, for sending me a copy. The next one is going to be for all the Stormkeeper fans out there. The Stormkeeper's Island is one of my favourite books. And when I say favourite, I mean like favourite ever books. The Stormkeeper trilogy is coming to a close, and one final battle is looming, and that is the Stormkeeper's Battle by Catherine Doyle. So thanks to Bloomsbury for sending me the epic finale in the Stormkeeper series, which comes out on the 4th of March, and as you can tell, I'm so excited for this one. It's Fion's final adventure, and he is facing the fight of his life. As Morrigan rises from the dead, Fionn has to find a way to defeat her as the candles run out. The other 2 books in this series are full of rich folklore, pulsating action, and characters you care about so deeply, and I'm sure this one will be too. So next is a book from the brilliant Voices historical fiction series, called Two Sisters, A Story of Freedom by Kereen Getten. The Voices series is based on real historical events, and in this book, the 6th in the series, thank you Scholastic for sending it to me, Kereen challenges readers to think about the ways in which class, race and wealth have determined people's lives throughout history, through a story of 2 half-sisters who lived 2 very different lives in the same house, set in Georgian London. You may already know Kereen from her debut novel, When Life Gives You Mangoes, which was published last year, and this book will no doubt be another fantastic read, bringing to life a story that needs to be told. Last, but certainly not least for the 4th of March, is The Weather Weaver by Tamsin Mori. Wouldn't it be incredible to control the elements? Especially if you live in the UK like me, where we seem to have our fair share of rain. This book follows Stella, who returns home to Shetland to spend the summer with her recently bereaved grandpa. But when she encounters a mysterious woman on the island who can command the clouds and rule rainbows, Stella learns that she's a weather weaver too. However, with the discovery of her all-new magical power comes even greater responsibilities in this tale of spellbinding myth and legend that draws on the natural world and island life. A very big thank you to UClan for sending me a proof copy, and I can't wait to host the launch of this book on Crowdcast later in the month. We have another action-packed adventure to end the month of March with. This time, coming out on the 18th of March, is The Spellbinding Secret of Avery Buckle by Hannah Foley. Part girl, part cat, Avery Buckle is on a quest to find out who she really is and where she belongs in this extraordinary world of witches, enchanted libraries and fantastical creatures. And this is Hannah's debut novel, and just from the magical cover, I can already tell that this is going to be perfect for fans of stories set in worlds like Nevermore and The Midnight Hour. Thank you, Kelpies, for this beautiful copy. So these are the books I'm most excited about reading this month. Let me know in the comments below which children's books you're looking forward to reading, particularly from those featured in this video, or any others you've got your eye on. As always, keep reading, and I'll see you in the next video.